Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Officer Aaron Bolin with the Scottsdale Police Department Community Engagement Section. And I'd like to welcome you, on behalf of the Scottsdale Police Department, I'd like to welcome you to our afternoon's award ceremony. If you are able, we ask that you please stand with us as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Next, I'd like to make sure we recognize the staff members that are in the room today. See Assistant Chief Rich Slavin, Commander Chris Blumling, Commander Chris Coffey, Commander Matt Evans, Commander Tom Myers, Commander Jeremy O'Meara, Commander Pat Regan, and Commander Scott Smith, as well as Director Jill Boehm, Director Robert Bokinski, Director Chris Kano, and Director Cassie Johnson. Thank you all for being here today. We're here to recognize 14 of our officers for their quick and decisive actions during a dangerous, tense, and uncertain incident where a man called 911 and reported he had shot and killed his wife in front of his home and claimed he had a pipe bomb. These officers were nominated by Lieutenant Hawkins. On Sunday, April 11th of 2021, at about 4:55 p.m., Scottsdale police officers responded to a shooting initially reported in the 8600 block of East Thornwood. Multiple officers arrived on the scene simultaneously near the intersection of 86th and Thornwood. One male caller told dispatch he had shot his wife and she was gone. He also stated he had a child and a pipe bomb. The situation was tense. After arriving on the scene, officers formed a crisis team with Sergeant Eric Bowles. In an effort to locate and potentially rescue any victims, the crisis team moved east from 86th and Thornwood to the incident address. During this movement, police identified a woman was down on the front porch in front of the house, a few feet from the large bay window. This put the rescue team directly in front of the target house where a person had just been shot. It was an incredibly dangerous situation. The team quickly formulated a plan on the move. Officers Brian Hartman, Keith Myers, and Jake Hanser grabbed the victim and extracted her to the intersection of 86th and Thornwood. They used marked police vehicles as cover. The victim had sustained gunshot wounds to the head and torso. Once behind cover, Officer Keith Myers continued providing medical intervention until relieved by paramedics. Tragically, the victim later died from her gunshot wounds. During the victim rescue, officers Daniel Kohler, Tim Kerner, Kirsten McWilliams, and Juan Miranda stood in front of the bay window and the garage of the address. They were in great danger. They used their rifles and their bodies to protect the extraction team as they attempted to save the victim. Once the victim was behind cover, the rifle team backed out and sought cover until relieved by SWAT detectives later. Officers Tyler Neese, David Stanley, Bryson Engholm, Devin Phillips, and Megan Van Kirk arrived as the victim was being extracted. These officers set the initial containment in the perimeter. It was soon learned that the child had actually been rescued by family members just prior to the first officers arriving. Sergeant Eric Bowles and Lieutenant Daniel Kokopoulos gathered resources and set containment for a prolonged event. Eventually, SWAT, investigations, and other resources arrived for a long-term resolution in which the suspect ultimately took his own life. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to recognize these officers for this Critical Response Award. Now I'd like to invite Chief Slavin up to say a few words. Chief.
Well, first of all, what an absolutely amazing and astounding call that you had to go to on that day. We ask, and for those officers that couldn't be here today to receive this honor, we ask so much of our police officers every day. We ask you to be polite, to be empathetic, to be counselors, to be parents many times, to help people who are in the absolute worst situation of their life, to bring them resources, food, medicine, get them help in every which way when they can't take care of themselves. And then we ask you to run into one of the most terrifying and dangerous situations I think I've heard described in a long time. Somebody that's been shot, down, hurting, in need of immediate medical attention, all under the threat of someone who still wants to enact violence on you, on the citizens of this city, through the use of weapons and potentially an explosive. I can't think of a more dangerous call for you to walk into, let alone run like you all did. Ran in there, put your bodies, your own lives at risk to save others. So we take you all the way from one spectrum where we ask you to provide care and compassion to the most needy, all the way into a violent, combative situation, and you all did it without even thinking twice. And you represent the best of this agency. All of our civilian or professional staff and sworn personnel of this agency have committed themselves to this level of service, and you guys proved who we are, not just on that day, but every day. So on behalf of Chief Walther, the Chief's office, all of the command staff here, humbled, totally humbled by your actions on that day, and so grateful that you were there to protect the innocent people related to this call, and the citizens of that neighborhood, and the citizens of our city, and to protect each other. So for that, you have my deepest gratitude today and every day. And I know I speak on behalf of all command staff here, and of course the Chief's office and the city government. Thank you for everything that you did on that day to protect our citizens. So proud of you, and I'm so honored to be able to hand you these certificates as well.
Recipients, when your name is called, please come up and get your certificate from Chief Slavin. Officer Jacob Hanser.
Congratulations. Thank you, Jacob. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Officer Keith Myers.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Officer Daniel Kohler.
Congrats, Dan. Thank you.
Officer David Stanley.
Thanks, Dave. Well done. Thank you, sir.
Officer Devin Phillips.
Thanks, Devin. Well done. Appreciate it.
And Officer Megan Van Kirk.
We might not let you leave now if you're up here. Congratulations. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Chief. Congratulations to you. And again, thank you for all you did that day. This concludes our afternoon's award ceremony for this Critical Response Award. And we will now allow the meeting that was going to be in progress to be in progress. Thank you for joining us.